Welcome everyone to another episode of How Bad Is It? This is the series where I take non-Lego branded brick building products, I build them up, and I answer the question that everyone wants to know, how bad is it? In this episode, I have a product from a company that I've heard good things about from people that have built their stuff, and that company is Cobi, and the set is the Supermarine Spitfire Mark 9. This, of course, is a military plane, something that Lego would never make, but Cobi was like, let me do it. So they ended up building this up. I got this sent to me so long ago in mail time, and I thought, you know what? Never a better time than now to build it in the series, How Bad Is It? Because we need to know. How bad is it? We are really jumping around in this series. Last week we're building Pikachu. Now we're building a World War II plane. If you guys want to see this in a little more detail, there it is. One thing that I did notice about this, outside of the minifigure, which is just terrible. I don't think there's any overcoming that. I noticed that there are stickers on this set, and it appears as though the stickers go over bricks, and I don't know if I can live that life. It's going to cut through the side of this, but it looks like it's glued as opposed to having tape like Lego. If you're wondering why I compare everything to Lego in this series, it's because that's what we do. That's where our history is, and that's what I compare everything to in terms of quality. There's a high standard there, as we all know, and these companies should be held to the same standards. But there is that. And if you want the stats on the actual plane, I'll leave this up here. I'm not going to read through this, but if you're curious, you can pause the video now and check that out. But this is a UK fighter plane from 1942 to 1945. And I got to stop looking at that minifig. He scares me a little bit. We do have numbered bags, which is nice. That's something that I would have loved last week. On many of these companies, they don't number their bags, but this will make it a little bit easier, especially when you're trying to figure out if you actually build it properly or not. It's easier to see that way. Are these the extra pieces? Or I don't know. That one's not numbered. That's different. So we have a total of 4 bags here. There's those. Manual, this is always something I'm curious to get into because this can make or break a set, the instructions. And, oh goodness, there's those dreaded stickers that are going to be going across all of our pieces. I hate that. This doesn't look too bad. How's it look once we start getting some stuff built here? Looks like they're doing the old color the pieces that you're supposed to put on, and then everything else is kind of like a bluish or invisible color. I don't know what they're going for there, but I guess it kind of works. But I'll have to build this up and report back as to how good that is. Let's see how many steps we're looking at here. Actually, not too many. 52 steps to build this entire thing, including a base. This thing actually sits on a base. I don't know if you saw that. Not quite visible from the front, but on the back here you can see that this will actually sit on display, and I think that's going to look kind of nice, assuming you... I won't talk about him anymore. I'm being mean. Let's go into the bags here and see what the piece quality is like. Just like the instructions, the quality of the pieces can make or break a set as well. Wow. Ooh. Propeller definitely feels cheap. Way cheaper than Lego propellers that I've seen. I'm not really a fan of the bags either in terms of opening them. Lego, you can always do like the thing where you tear it down. These are... you can't really do that well. But we'll take these all out. See how they compare to Lego. That's funny. It actually says Cobi on the studs. Looks kind of familiar to me. Where have I seen that before? Pieces seem like they're going together okay, though. Quality seems decent. Like if I close my eyes, or really don't even have to close them, they kind of look like Lego bricks or plates. Yeah, these feel good. They feel really good. Holy smokes. Yeah, I have zero complaints as of right now, as I'm building like my own mock here. I like it. Probably the best quality so far in How Bad Is It? Even better than Mega Bloks, dare I say. I guess this is the part where I leave you momentarily to build this up, and then I'll be back after this hopefully beautiful time lapse to let you know what I think of this set and everything about it. I hate to interrupt my time lapse here, but I just finished step 17, which as you can see looks really good. It is very disorienting with these gray pieces under here and trying to figure out exactly where these things are going, but so far so good. That is until I got to step 18 and I'm like, okay, no problem. Then I look at my pieces. Then I look at the step, and those aren't my pieces from bag 1. And neither are these. So they don't actually show you where bag 2 begins And it makes me wonder whether the numbers on the bags are even worth having on there at this point, because I mean, this is built properly. I have these, and then we're going into what I'm assuming is a whole nother bag here. Got my pieces laid out here, and I guess we're ready to go into bag 2. Surprise to me and to you. And shortly, hopefully with no other issues, we'll have a build-up Spitfire. Just finished building the plane, and to answer the question, how bad is it? The model is actually really good. I enjoyed building this and putting it together. I think it turned out really nicely, but I am a little concerned because I have a number of extra pieces left over, and to me this does not seem normal. I did also have this included in with one of the bags, kind of random, but yeah, this is a little weird to have all these, and I even went back through to look just to see if I missed something, and I didn't. Those are extras as far as I can tell. But I think this is really great. I think that the stand is cool. I haven't actually put these together yet because I wanted to save that for you and to get my reaction. But speaking of reactions, we got to build the minifig. I'll be the first to admit that I was a little harsh judging this guy beforehand, and you shouldn't do that. That's what this series is about. It's about trying things and seeing what they're like before you come to a critical judgment. And I have to say, the fit on these guys and everything in this set, all the pieces come together really nicely, including that headpiece. And we'll put his helmet on as well. And, you know, judge him however you want about how he looks. I think he looks like a fine pilot for this plane, and we'll put him in there. I'm really taken back by the quality of this set. I don't know how much this set costs, because again, this was sent to us as a gift a very long time ago. I'm sorry to whoever that was that sent this to us. I didn't do a good job of putting the name on there. But the quality is just really nice. Right up there with Lego, in my opinion. He fits in there perfectly. You can see him sitting in there, and he actually looks good. We got a propeller on the front of this plane. Underneath, this is something I really wanted to share with you. We got landing gear, and it's very satisfying to put that landing gear in. It sits right under there, so if you want to fly this, or if you want to have it on the stand, which we will here in a second, you can have it like that. But when you bring this back out, it's pretty genius the way that they set this up. I like the way that like clicks in. That feels nice. And then you can, of course, have it sit, and it doesn't roll very well. The tires are very tight. Everything is like, yeah, not great in that regard. But the propeller spins. Have I mentioned that? The back, this all slid together nicely. I mean, it's a good model. I'd love to see Lego incorporate some of these elements into their builds because they work perfectly on this. One thing that I didn't love, and I think they're kind of hidden, they use a lot of two-sided pieces on this, which is great, but there's a couple pieces under the wings here that are like these things. I don't know what you want to call them, but you have to like put those into where the stud is under there, and it's very hard to get those in, and that kind of becomes like a double-sided piece. So that's how that turned out. Of course, I didn't put the stickers on this. I don't know. Let's go back to the manual here. I couldn't get used to this at all. I didn't like having the colored pieces coming in. I'd rather just see the model with like a little bit of an outline around it on the new pieces you're throwing in there. Do they actually show you putting the stickers on? Yeah, they do. The last step of this. And some of you guys might be like, well, Greg, you got to put the stickers on. I just don't like that, because if I ever want to take this apart or do anything with it, all those stickers or decals on there are all going to be across all those pieces. And I'm just not a fan, but I don't know. Maybe I should for the video. I'll let you guys decide the future of this plane. Should those stickers be on there? Because once I put them on, they're on for good. And when I take this apart, those pieces are going to have to stay together, which is the big reason that I have a problem with it. If those are printed, I'd be like just tickled with this, but I understand why they didn't do that. I do want to put this on a stand for you guys so you can see what it looks like on display, because that's probably where it's gonna be for most people, I would say. But you know, there's a lot of playability with this, and I imagine when Clark gets home, he's gonna go nuts with this. But let's put it on the stand and see how she looks. For this, we will put the landing gear up, and I'm pretty sure this kind of just goes into that hole right there, and then it sits on display, and man, that looks really nice sitting up there. Of course, they have this is actually printed. That's not a sticker. And I like that. I do feel like it's a little naked without the stickers. I just don't know. There's that one there. That makes it look even worse, I think. Having that on the back, that's printed. It kind of feels like it needs them. But again, you guys can let me know on that, whether I should put the stickers on or not. And I'll either do that in the next episode, or this will be the last time you see this one. If you guys are curious about what other products Cobi makes, here's some of the other planes. They look great. They're tanks. That tank looks really good. I like that. This one, I'm not a huge fan of that model, but I would build that. And this might be the start of some Cobi action here on the channel. Hope you enjoyed this episode of How Bad Is It? To answer the question on the Supermarine Spitfire Mark 9, if you couldn't tell from my remarks in the video, this set is not bad at all. In fact, I would recommend this to any Lego builder out there, specifically people that enjoy military planes. You will love this set. As long as you can look past maybe having some extra pieces, if you can get over the instructions being a little different than Lego, and also, most importantly, if you're okay with stickers going across your pieces, you'll actually love this set. And that is the whole purpose of this series. It isn't to make fun of non-Lego stuff. It's not to have that attitude that I've seen pop up occasionally where people are like, if it's not Lego, it's junk or it's a knockoff. This isn't the case at all with this. This is something that I have no experience in, that I wanted to try and have a building experience that I can make a judgment after the fact. And that's what I encourage you to do when it comes to this kind of stuff. There is legit some bad stuff out there, but Cobi is not one of those. And if you're thinking about getting one, I would go ahead and do it if I were you. In fact, I might even. Those tanks are looking kind of tempting. But yeah, I really appreciate you all watching this, and I super appreciate the positive feedback that I've been getting on this series. Some people saying this is their favorite series on Brickitect, which is just wild considering this is historically a Lego channel and this is a non-Lego series. It's pretty neat. But that just goes to show you, if you put yourself out there and you share the things that you enjoy and what you're interested in, and hopefully other people are as well, and I hope that's the case for you. So thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned to next week's episode of How Bad Is It, where we're going to go back into a brand that we've already experienced, but I'm going to keep that a mystery for you. Hope to see you next week. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next How Bad Is It? The Cobi Supermarine Spitfire Mark 9. Great set. What should I do with the stickers, though?